Hello everyone, my name is Jacob and welcome to my channel, Yakko Capital. I do mostly investments. I do long term, a little bit of short term, and I touch cryptocurrencies, stocks, and currency exchange. So, currency exchange might be some of the hardest to read the market, just because you're doing pairs of currency versus currency, whereas you're not basing it on the US dollar within terms of crypto or digital assets compared to stocks where they're against the dollar. So first, I usually do a lot of my trades for BSV on TDXP. This is a small account I have. You guys can see it here. If you want to donate, thank you. So I do have a history of here. I did make a good amount, but it was on a small position, relatively short time. I did buy down here, sold up, and then tried to get back in. I do have open positions now. A lot of the red, but it's only $76. It's okay. No biggie. When it does turn up, it's game over, and I'll explain why. I'm gonna increase my size in BSV BTC. I'm gonna increase my size to a lot, maybe 2-3 times what I have here. Looking at BSVUSD first, I mean, we had that crazy stupid drop, 490, 500 we hit. I didn't even get a chance to sell in here. I was away. But I did sell a little bit here, bought back a little bit here, so it should be okay. But I don't want to lose on a breakout where it's going to go too high. Hence, I'm trading BSV BTC because you're not out of the game. Your BSV will just drop a little bit. It's a little more, and it looks like it's bottomed out. It's a much safer play, a much higher reward. I mean, low risk, high reward. Talk about that. And I'm not too worried about taking. What's it called? The take profits where they hold some of your earnings back. I'm not worried about that because they will pay that back to you over time. So it's no big deal. I'm looking to get into some commodities, but hopefully there's more than this. This is too little and everything's too high. I mean, who's gonna get in there? Maybe sell it, if anything. Too high. Gold, silver, this looks good. This looks really good. I didn't even see that before. I just came across it now. But this is something I'd want to get into. Natural gas, too high. Too high. These are all too high for me. Look at that. US coffee, see. Corn, way too high. Maybe it's inflation. Most likely it's inflation. Supply chains and inflation. Ridiculous prices. Just a while ago it was at this, now it's all the way up here. Doesn't make sense to get in it, basically. Stocks, limited. I like low cap. Zoom. It'd be probably good to get in here. Because this area there's a lot of support, a lot of volume here, so it'd be nice to get in there, touch on it, and then it's going to take off. China would be good getting in here. Like I said, everything's blasted off since 2020. The pandemic's hardest time was the best to buy. And then you have forex. So forex, what you want to get into is this one here. Look at that. Look at that. So this only goes back to November 19th, 2019. And we're here today. It's a ridiculous drop. But if we come here, USD, look at this bad boy. Look at this bad boy. So that's the angle of the slope right now. It's at 14 degrees. Not very strong. It'd be stronger if it was pointing up that way, obviously. And this one was a little stronger going up that way. But this is what we got. This is what we're playing with. So we can, maybe it's going to peak, and then this is what the USD Chinese yen looks like. Now, I think the Chinese like to devalue their currency. So the US likes to devalue their currency as well. I mean, if it hurts other countries, USA will do it just to put them in more debt. Biden just came out with the 2022 $6 trillion printer go. So we're going to see the dollar weaker, but for now, this looks promising. Who knows what will happen, but every time they've bounced off this. So maybe they're going to bounce, even if they bounce up to here, you're looking at about, what is that? That's from 6.3 or 6.4 to 7.1. And every pip is, what is that? 10 thousandths of a dollar, so, or a cent. So you're looking at about 8,000 pips. If your pip's $1 from here to here, you're looking at about $8,000 being $1 per pip. So looks promising. But talking about BSV USD, this is the BSV chart. Not looking too good after this candle. Heard a lot of people a lot of people were expecting it probably, but didn't give enough time to sell, even to make a few bounces off the top to sell, you know, get a good price. And it was approaching here, so we'd assume it'd be a double, maybe double top, and then this one would break out, but it didn't break out, it came back down. I did sell a little bit here, but bought back in here some more. If we turn on the volume, profile volume, you see there's a lot of traction here. The most is in this area. So it's going to be probably a rough patch here, one of these, before we get up there. It sucks, but this is what it is. So the better play would be, in my opinion, if BSV holds its price at $1.70. My play is to go on TDXP and buy the hell out of, we got here, buy the hell out of BSV BTC, because that is going to skyrocket even if it hits up to here. we're looking at about major gains. If we come up even to the last top, you're looking at about 900%, 9x. So you put, let's say my balance of 4.5 times minus the 30% here and 28 there, but you do 900%, you know, times 4, looking at about 36 BSV gain, 36 plus the 4.5 estimated about, you know, you're looking at about 40 something, 43 or whatever. Not 43, but anyways, you got the 0.5 there, that's why. But it'd be nice. So this looks promising here. I also trade XRP. I hold it just because the banks are all with it. A lot of banks are with it, so I'm not saying they're the best out there. BSV can do more transactions, but XRP is the one leading in terms of adoption, so gotta play it right. I think it will make a new breakout, new all-time high. It needs to. And these are the two tops that hit up here, and now it's testing it. So we'll see. Most of the volume was here that we had, the profile volume. So that's out of it. Now we have these profile volumes here, not that high. So I don't think we'll spend much time here. It'll just bounce, unlike the BSV one. Holy, we're gonna spend some time here maybe. Who knows? But, and then you have TAL. I got TAL back when it was down here, these areas, and so far so good. I sold up here. Looking at about, what is that? I got an actually here, 118, 117. Thinking about 500 off 500, so 5x, not bad. Obviously I didn't sell all of it. I never sell all of it. I sell percentages and I get back in. I ride the wave because this is a new company, so it's probably gonna hit up, who knows, $100, $200 in the future, probably even more. So if you're looking at that, if you think they're gonna compete with Apple and them on blockchain and stuff, you're looking at about $100. That's about 60x. And if you're getting in right here, that's about, what, 21x? So it's just something to keep in mind when you're trading these things, and inflation's coming in too. So and then you have big, so big digital assets. These company I want to get into here, but too high for me right now. I'm nowhere near buying here. It's too crazy. If it comes back in this area where this profile is, the volume, then I'll do it. And I want to talk to you guys about what this is here. This is my, so it's slope, extended moving average for 130 bars of the closing price. So with that, everyone knows MACD, but what this means is, this is something I made, very simple. Instead of calculating the moving average, so instead of having a moving average where you do, let's see, so moving average exponent, whatever, instead of you having this, this checks the slope of this. So starting at 130 days, from there to here was 130 candles, weekly or whatever. Maybe we can go to daily, let's figure that out. Okay, let's remove this bad boy. So how this works is when your slope, maybe this isn't so good here. So when your slope is moving, when you're moving average moving sideways, this starts to go down back to here. Okay. But it's on the 9, so if I adjust it and go to 130, that's what it looks like. So my slope here is pretty flat. Went up a little bit, pretty flat here. Went up a little bit. You see it going up here, going up. And then it starts going up here, creeping more. And you see how here it went up? Here it went up to here. That's why this thing is high. That's the peak of the slope. You see that little part right there that went up, was peaking higher. You see this part where it peaked higher? That's where this happened. Boom. So now that it's plateaued, it's not going up anymore. The slope's telling me the slope of the EMA has died down. So this just measures where this is pointing. If it's going sideways, it's going to be here. If it's going up, it's going to be up there. That's basically all it does. Okay. And as you can see, it's nice. When it's not moving as much, it's chilling out. But as soon as it spikes, boom, you can see the spike and you can have an idea of where to sell. The highest slope, usually when it goes parabolic and it spikes up like that, it's the time to sell, because it's very, the slope is very high. You can't go high forever, so it has to drop.